Hi, assalamualaikum everyone. So today is the first time I'm going to talk about XCN, and XCN is a coin that when it pumps really, really high. A lot of people enjoy the return that they get from XCN. You can see that it's a gigantic move up, really, really, really high. And at the moment, I think it has already pumped a lot. I was just having fun with this coin, watching and doing some drawing. So you can see 215% pump has already happened. And you can see that there's a triangle, and this triangle actually broke to the upside. A bit of manipulation in here. It started to broke to the upside, but I think it's just a very small manipulation to take a lot of stop losses. Now, coins like these are not my very favorite to trade with a lot of money. Maybe if I had $1,000, I would actually trade with 100 or maybe 200 maximum, because you can see that placing a stop loss on a coin like this is very, very, very difficult. Okay, each candle, especially when you go down to 1 minute time frame, is crazy. The difference you get for one candle or some few candles is crazy. Now, for example, if you take a measurement here and you place just these 2 to 3 candles, now this is like a 2.4% difference, right? So that to me is still a big difference. And as a matter of fact, if the market maker just decides to pump it up, look, he can just easily pump this thing, and you can see this moved up like 10%. And 10% change is just a piece of cake when a market is just volatile like this, right? So you must use less amount if you want to make money and you want to give your stop losses some breathing room. It's pretty evident. But we have 1 hour time frame, and the 1 hour time frame also looks like it has a bearish pattern going on in here. And I want to show you this. This is the main purpose of the video today, by the way. So you got almost like a triangle. I think they created another range right in there, and a decision is coming in very, very soon. So this is almost like a symmetrical triangle, and you're going to pop out of the triangle until 14th of April. Yes, and it's within 24 hours, by the way. So which direction are you going to take? Let's get a hint from the daily. Now, if you look at the daily time frame, we do have this one, reversal candle, but also on the daily time frame we have three green candles. So this is like 3 white soldiers, and that's pretty bullish. So there are chances we might actually even see the highest part of this candle being taken away. However, bearish or bullish, it's hard to say. Yes, it is pretty pumped up, but it does not mean that you cannot continue to go on and pump a little bit more. Okay, just because you're pumped, it doesn't mean you cannot continue. But however, I will say this: the best case scenario is you have a nice, beautiful symmetrical triangle, and if you break below the triangle itself, you retest, you can actually go to the downside. Now, regarding that 3 white soldiers, there's one more thing that I want to show you, and that is on the daily. So yes, you have 3 white soldiers, but its effect is not going to be that important, because on the daily time frame, this is exactly where you've been nuked 3 times before. So nuked, or you've hammered, or you've faced resistance, in easy words. And let's take a brush and let me show you this. So this was the first time you got nuked, you went to the downside. The second time you got nuked, you went to the downside, and then you try to break it. This was a big wick to take that stop losses, and you can see the closing was just right before that trend line one more time. So if we go with history, you're down again, you can actually continue to go down one more time. So how far are you going to go down? And on the 1 hour time frame, what kind of a pattern you're forming in here? That just shows you that you have an opportunity. If you don't get manipulation, you have nice chance to go down and correct 35%. Yes, you've pumped to 15%, 35% correction is not a big deal. However, if you start to break to the upside, you're going to go back to where the triangle is, and if you take an entry, that's 29%. If you go down, that's 37%. Trade wisely, be careful of manipulation. I don't really like coins like this, but anyways, if you're someone who's just interested to take a trade, do it. No issues. If you feel like you can take the risk, well, go on for it. Just be careful on this one. Anyways, my personal side, because on the RSI, I think we have a bearish divergence, of course, coming up. Could be actually that we go down because the resistance is also pretty heavy, and we've seen rejection on the daily as I showed you. And that's all for the video. I'm going to see you the next one, Office.